It's BMG Radio. This week, BMG Radio talks about the Golden Globes, trailers, Dunkirk, and a bunch of other stuff. Let's get into it, people. Let's finish listening to music first. I love the music. Yeah. It's written by Tim Hurley from the label, in case you're wondering. All right, let's get into it. All right, hi everyone. Yeah, I'm back. BMG Radio for this week is going and live, and if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and sooner or later I'll answer them. All right, so the Golden Globes are seeing red. That's the title this week. There's a bunch of news I want to talk about, so let's get into it. First off, the Golden Globes. Now, who cares about the Golden Globes? Most people don't. Let's be honest. If you say I won an Oscar, a lot of people go ooh. But you say I won a Golden Globe, they're like, oh, okay. Did you put it in your bathroom? And that's kind of the thought on it. But Golden Globes are usually a precursor to the Oscars and stuff. It's a cool enough award, I guess. I'll be honest, I never really watched the Golden Globes, but it is what it is. So they announced who was nominated for Golden Globes today, and it had some surprising people on there. So I'm going to just go through the list with you, and we'll talk about it. So there's Best Drama, Motion Picture Drama, which had Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, Lion, depending on how you want to say it, Manchester by the Sea, and Moonlight. I have seen none of those movies. I want to see all of those movies. So, and they're supposed to all be good, so I got nothing to say there. Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. Now, they split it up. Oscars just does Best Motion Picture. But for some reason, Golden Globe splits it up. I guess it is true. Very rarely do comedies, even if they're incredible, ever get nominated for anything if they're going up against dramas. Because dramas, they're all, they're impactful and they're drama and people are crying and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, I guess it's cool that they do a comedy thing. Although last year they put The Martian in that category. And I loved The Martian, but I'm like, it wasn't really a comedy. It was a sci-fi drama with Matt Damon being funny. And so, anyways, the Best Motion Picture Comedy or Musical I could care less about, but 20, never heard of it. La La Land, makes sense. Florence Foster Jenkins, Sing Street, and the one that shocked everyone, if you haven't heard already, Deadpool. What? Deadpool. Let me say it again. Deadpool got nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Comedy. That's crazy. In a good way. Like, I applaud them for having the guts to at least do it. Is he going to win? No. But is it cool that they nominated him? Yes. Because I'm sure they're getting some flack for that for some people. All right. So with that, let's go to, there's actors. So it's Best Performance by an Actor in a Motion Picture Drama. We got Casey Affleck for Manchester by the Sea, Joel Edgerton for Loving, Andrew Garfield for Hacksaw Ridge, Viggo Mortensen for Captain Fantastic, and Denzel Washington for Fences. All great actors. Got nothing bad to say about any single one of them. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was a little, whatever, but still, he's not a bad actor. I haven't seen too much from him. But the rest of those guys are all top-notch. All right, and we'll go actress. In Best Performance from Actress in a Drama, we got Amy Adams from Arrival, which I loved. So far, it's the top movie of the year for me. Jessica Chastain for Miss Sloane, which I saw the trailer for, which was cool. Isabel Humpert, and I'm just telling you off the top, man, I'm going to get a lot of these names wrong. And if I do, and you're a fan of that person, I apologize. And you can tell me how to say it phonetically, and I'll probably still say it wrong. Anyways, Isabel Humpert from Elle. Ruth Negga in Loving, and Natalie Portman in Jackie. So I've seen some of those people's works. The one from Elle there, or Isabel Humpert, I have no clue what that is. Most of those actresses are all good, so that's cool. Now here's where again I'm just what? Best performance by an actor in a motion picture musical comedy. So we got Colin Farrell in The Lobster, which I haven't seen yet. It's on my list. It's on Netflix, but I thought there was a drama. But okay, I guess it's a comedy because I don't think they sing it. Ryan Gosling, La La Land makes sense. Hugh Grant for Florence Foster Jenkins makes sense. Jonah Hill for War Dogs, good on them, good on him. And Ryan Reynolds for Deadpool. What? Ryan Reynolds is nominated for Best Actor. That is cool, and I'm not slamming the man. I think he's a very talented man. I'm just again, I'm giving them some kudos here because I didn't think they'd ever do this. Okay, what else is interesting? We got actress in a motion picture musical comedy. I'll do that. Annette Bening, 20th Century Woman. Lily Collins, Rules Don't Apply. Haley Stanfield, Edge of 17. Emma Stone, La La Land, and Meryl Streep, Florence Jenkins. So again, a lot of talent there. No real issue. I don't care who wins. And pretty much any of these, I don't care who wins. I doubt Ryan Reynolds will win, but it'd be really cool if he did. And then there's a bunch of supporting stuff. Dev Patel, who, if you've ever seen, I guess he was in Slumdog Millionaire, but I don't care for that. I know him from a bunch of other stuff. One of which is The Newsroom. He's great in that HBO show. They have him as best supporting role for Lion, which I've seen the trailer for that, and as far as I can tell, he plays the main character. I don't understand how he gets a best supporting role one, but whatever. Yeah, don't know any of those people that well. Okay, best director. This is cool. Now we got Damien, or it just says motion picture, so they don't split this up into comedies or dramas. They just go straight up. Oh, phone's ringing. Damien Chazelle, La La Land. Nocturnal Animals, Tom Ford. Mel Gibson, Hacksaw Ridge. Barry Jenkins, Moonlight, and Kenneth let's see how I say his name. Lonergan. Sure. Lonergan for Manchester by the Sea. I haven't seen any of those movies yet, so I don't know. They're all good directors from what I understand. I haven't seen anything at all from a couple of them, but whatever. Let's see what else to do. Foreign language film. I'll be honest, there are five foreign language films on here. I've never seen any of them. So, and I watch a bunch of I can't even talk tonight, guys. Yeah, but I'm gonna keep going anyways because it's what I do. I haven't seen any of them, and I really haven't heard much about any of them. But I do watch foreign language films. I do like films that come from other countries other than mine, which I'd have to because I live in Canada. We have a smaller film industry, but animated. They did Kubo and the Two Strings, Manoa, however you say her name. I don't know. My Life as a Zucchini. Never heard of that one. Sing, which I can't believe we got nominated, and Zootopia. Apparently, I have someone trying to tell me something. Hold on one second. Please come in here, child of mine, who's writing me letters through a door. I don't understand what I'm saying. I've just been holding a bulletin. I love you. Have a good show. I'm watching. Break a leg. Oh, BMG's biggest fan. That's my daughter Zion, or as she likes to be called, Noise. All right. Thank you. Okay, so you can't see it. But you know what? Screw it. You can't see it. Watch this, people. I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to show you the nice picture that I got. So let's see. Yeah, so that's what she just handed me. That's cool. So I'm not going to show you my ugly mug for the whole thing. I'm going to cut back to the nicer picture. But whatever. Present to everyone. There we go. All right, so that's cool. My daughter's. It's nice to have support from your family. Anyway, you can get it. So, if you're watching, one has already given me a dislike. Oh wow, dislike person. What am I doing that you dislike? You can tell me, but you're probably already gone. But if you want to tell me in the chat, I'd love to know. I'll hold on to that nice little thing I got from my daughter. Okay, back to Golden Globes. Best original song, no one cares. Score, whatever. Television series, now this is interesting. Best television series, because Golden Globes actually talks about TV too. We have The Crown, Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, Westworld, and This Is Us. So This Is Us is the only TV show on that list that is actually not from a cable-based subscription service kind of thing. All the other ones are like Westworld is HBO, I believe. Stranger Things is Netflix, and then Netflix for The Crown and HBO for Game of Thrones. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's just the dynamic of how things are changing and how the landscape is changing. Once upon a time, you would never have seen that. HBO shows and Netflix shows would never even be considered on this list. Let's see. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about before I move on off of this stuff? Anybody? No. Nope. I'm just going down the list if you're wondering what the heck I'm doing. Nope. And nope. Okay, so that's it. Golden Globes. Yeah, Golden Globes have Deadpool nominated for stuff. I just think it's cool. It's the first real superhero film to get real nominations. And before you say, "Hey, what about the Dark Knight got nominated for that?" I love the Joker in the Dark Knight, and I love what Heath Ledger did with him. But I think if he'd not have died, I don't think he would have even got nominated. He deserved to, and he deserved to win. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he would have gotten nominated. The Dark Knight didn't get nominated for Best Picture, Best Director. I don't know if it got nominated for anything. It should have, but it didn't. So that's cool. Okay, what else do I want to talk about? The news. What's in the news? Aquaman. There's an Aquaman movie coming in October 5th, 2018, directed by James Wan. And Patrick Wilson. You may know Patrick Wilson from such movies as The A-Team, where he played a bad guy, and The Conjuring, and a bunch of other stuff. He's a very good actor. He has been cast as the Ocean Master, not the Ocean Master, but Ocean Master. And Ocean Master is a half brother to Aquaman. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. To Arthur Curry, who's Aquaman. He's a half brother, and he basically wants the throne of Atlantis. And so they've cast him. Good casting. I don't know, he physically can't stack up to Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa is just he's a human specimen that is just on a different level from most men. But acting wise, he can for sure. And so yeah, I guess it's going to be more of a Thor Loki kind of thing. Oh, CP from One of the Reviews just chimed in. He says Dark Knight 1-2 nominated for 8 Oscars. Okay, so I'm talking up my butt to some degree, except it did not get nominated for Best Picture or Best Director, did it? I don't think so. So, and CP thinks the dislike could be from Canada. I think it could be too. I think my one dislike, which they're probably not listening anymore, but they live about an hour away from me. So, dude, just stop watching if you don't like it. Get a life. It's okay. I don't watch your stuff. If you don't know who I'm talking about, it's okay. So Patrick Wilson. Next up, I'm gonna show you guys a poster. So give me 1 second. I'm doing my own stuff here because I'm like that. All right, screen share. You're gonna see my face again for a minute, but deal with it. There you go. I'll present that all to you. There's the poster for Dunkirk. Dunkirk coming in the summer. That's all it says, the summer of 2017. And if you don't know, Dunkirk is the new movie from Christopher Nolan, who is my favorite director and my best director working today. And I have no problem if someone disagrees with that. That's just the way it is with me. And he is doing a World War II film, and it's my most looked forward to movie of 2017, hands down. I don't care what else is coming out. That's what I want to see most. Anything by Nolan basically makes my list of top. And they released this poster today, which, it looks like a very interesting poster. It's just a guy standing there on the beaches with what looks like a bunch of rocks, but they could also be helmets. And it's all about, I'm guessing Dunkirk was one of the beaches they stormed on D-Day. So I'm excited about this film, people. I don't know about you, but I'm really excited. Yeah. All right, let's get you back to the other picture. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Let me screen share something nicer than my face. There we go. So back to what I was talking about. Yeah, so look forward to that coming out, Dunkirk in the summer, and it's shot in 70 millimeter. So if you get a chance to see that, I got to see Hateful Eight in 70 millimeter. It was a great experience. This apparently is going to be shot and shown in 70 millimeter. And I don't know if they're doing the whole program thing again, like Hateful Eight did, but like you're gonna have to book tickets in advance. Apparently, he's using the same lenses, is what I heard, as they used for Hateful Eight. And Tarantino and Nolan are friends, or at least friendly. They've talked to each other. They've interviewed each other for stuff on YouTube. So that's their movie making things. So that's cool. So I'm sure he called them up and said, "Hey, what lenses did you use exactly?" All right, what else do I want to talk about in the news? Okay, there is a Wes Anderson short film. Now this is a couple weeks old now. I haven't talked about it yet, and I meant to. But it's close to Christmas now, and it's all about Christmas. It's supposed to be about Christmas Day. Wes Anderson is an incredible filmmaker. He's probably in, I'd say, my top 20, like closer to the 20 or 15, maybe 15, between 15 and 10 of people working today. But he's incredibly talented, and he has a very particular style. And he did a little short film for HM called Come Together, and it's all about a train ride on Christmas Day and how they're supposed to get in, but now they're going to be delayed for a lot, and so they kind of just do the best they can to make it Christmassy on the train. And it's just really sweet. It's just a really like H&M. I think was really smart in doing this. They don't advertise a lot, and maybe all the clothes people are wearing are from H&M. I don't know. I don't shop at H&M, but overall, it's a short little film that he made for about Christmas, and then they just say brought to you by H&M. And I think it's incredibly smart. I think it's incredibly nice. And if you haven't seen it, just all you got to do is it's called H&M Come Together, or just type in Wes Anderson H&M and it'll come up, or whatever you want to type in to get it. If you've seen it, let me know. And I have one other piece, or no, two other pieces. No, I guess one other piece of news that I wanted to talk about. Now, if you go to my Twitter account, being Bearded Movie Guy at Twitter, whatever it is, you'll see a link to my Facebook, and somebody did this. I found this on Danny, Blu-ray Dan's Facebook account. We're friends. If you know Blu-ray Dan, he's a very prolific YouTuber, really smart, funny, nice guy, and he posts a lot of good stuff on his Facebook. If you can become friends with him, check it out. But he posted this thing about Star Wars that's, I don't know if you've seen these boards that you can get that like make you look like you're hovering and stuff, like Iron Man and stuff. Well, somebody with some special effects knowledge and some jet ski type water skiing knowledge made a whole scene that you might see on the Battle of Endor, that Luke is riding one of these like forest ski things, and like jet ski things, and the Imperial troops are riding them just like in the movie. And they put in special effects. They put in, I guess the guy's kids are in this too, and they're dressed up as Ewoks and stuff. And this is just so freaking cool. If you click, it's on my Twitter. Click it. I can't post a thing to it because I'm not that smart right now. But if you can watch it, it's so freaking cool. It is just really entertaining. And yeah, it makes me wish I knew how to do special effects and cool stuff like that, because I would love to do that. But it's props and kudos and all congratulations to the guy who ever made that. It's really well done. And yeah, just check it out. It'll make your day. You'll see it, and you'll get all warm and fuzzy inside. All right, so moving on from that, that's the news I wanted to talk about. Let's talk about some trailers. We've got a bunch of trailers lately, haven't we? It's been a trailer palooza, and I think trailers is something I'm going to cover every week now. Just because I watch all the new trailers anyways, and like even when there's no big ones, I can tell you about new ones. But the big ones that came out, there was sorry, today or yesterday maybe, I guess today they dropped the Fast 8 trailer, or the Fate of the Furious, as they're calling it. Now, some may say this franchise could stop. Yeah, it wouldn't bother me if it did. But the trailer looks fun. It like I will see this movie. Let's put it that way. Do I need to see it desperately? No. But does it look like a cool action film? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And if you say it doesn't, you have that right, but you're wrong. It looks like a fun action film. It has they got Jason Statham and The Rock, who want to kill each other but are on the same side for a while, and you got all the same people except Paul Walker. God rest him. You know, it's like I think he went out on the right time. Not that he should have died then. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like on the positive notes, like when he passed away, they gave him a fitting goodbye in number 7. So I'm glad he's not around for this one. But yeah, looks like a good film. Not the best trailer of the week though. Next trailer, War of the Planet of the Apes, of the Monkeys, of the whatever you want to call it. Yeah, Caesar's back, and yeah, this looks like a good movie again. I'll be honest, none of these movies have been my favorite movie of the year or anything. Like, you know, all the Apes movies, like they haven't blown me away, but they've done solid. Like they've made some solid movies, and I didn't think this was possible, but they've made some interesting, solid movies with incredible motion capture from Andy Serkis, and the CGI. Yeah, this like is this that what it is? You can not thinking about whatever. Is this movie super exciting? Looks like it could be. Made me want to see it. I don't have to run out and try and wait for tickets now, but I do want to see the movie. So yeah, let me know. Are you in for that? Because like it's a third movie, and I'm hoping. I'll be honest. I hope this is the last one. I don't hope they don't try and make it like, you know, trilogies are nice. Leave it at that. But one other trailer came out this week. Now, saying that, a bunch of other trailers came out this week, but there was one other trailer that is the trailer of my week, or the trailer of the week, or whatever you want to call it. And you know it, I know it. Spider-Man Homecoming. Oh, now this is not the movie that I want to see most next year. Again, Dunkirk, ooh, any day of the week. But Spider-Man Homecoming looks like a ton of fun. It looks like they're doing Spider-Man right. Like, thank God Sony just went, you know what? We don't know what to do with this guy. Can you help us, Marvel? And Marvel went, well, let us use him for stuff and we'll help you. And it's working. It's going to work out beneficial for both companies, because this looks like a terrifically fun movie. As Tony Stark in it with some small parts. It has Michael Keaton as the Vulture. And again, Vulture's a lame villain, but Michael Keaton makes it look like a good villain. They're using tech and like high tech engines and stuff in the Vulture suit. And Michael Keaton is like just a phenomenal actor. I love him. I've always loved him since I was a kid. Um, and he's just great. So, and the kid they've gotten to play Spider-Man looks like he's got it to me. It really does. Like I know we saw that little preview of him in Civil War. Yeah, it looks like it works. Now it doesn't look like it's gonna be a perfect movie already. There's a few things that I'm just like how is he watching footage of him wrapping up the legs of Giant Man from Germany? Was someone filming that? Because you'd think like you would have saw him, but no one, like, you know, how did he get that on YouTube? But anyways, beside that, it looks like a fun, incredibly well made Marvel movie that's being done for Spider-Man. So it's my trailer of the week, and it is totally a movie that I will like. It's in my probably top 5 most anticipated movies of next year. Then again, I need to look at what's really coming out next year. I still know Dunkirk. Whatever else is coming out next year, Dunkirk's going to be number 1. But it does look like a ton of fun. So, all right, that's it for trailer talk. Let's move on to 60 Seconds of Awesome. In today's 60 Seconds of Awesome, this week's 60 Seconds of Awesome, I'm going to be looking at one of my favorite actors of all time. And it's a little sad talking about him, but Robin Williams. It is 25 years ago. 25 years since Hook. Hook happened 25 years ago. You believe that? Rob Williams was just fantastic in that movie. He's been fantastic in a lot of movies. And I miss him as an actor. I really do. I think there was something super special about that guy. His charisma, his comedy, his just the way he was able to do stuff just on the fly, his improv, and then just his dramatic stuff. Like comedians, some comedians, not all comedians, but some comedians, when they go dramatic, you get stuff that you don't get with other people. And like, think Good Will Hunting. It breaks my heart that like he passed away. And like I've been reading actually more about it, and he had a severe type of depression, but it was also something else that was like a body, like I'm trying to, I can't remember what they called it, but it was a degenerative disease that was basically killing him. And so when he decided to take his own life, it wasn't so much I can't bear another day. It was this, like, it's time to go. And his wife apparently is very at peace with what he did. So, I just 25 years ago, Hook, Ron Williams, incredible man, incredible performer, one of the funniest people on the planet. Top funniest five. He's in the top five funniest people ever, in my opinion. You can disagree. That's fine. You'd be a jerk. But yeah, top five easily. He's so funny, and he was just so good. He's such a good actor. And yeah, I think when he left us, it left a hole in the world. There are certain people that do that. David Bowie was also one of them. And I'd say Alan Rickman for sure. But Ron Williams, 25 years. All right, my YouTuber of the week. That's what we're going to next. My YouTuber of the week this week is Graham from Man vs. Film. Now, I might have done him already. I'm sure because I forget things. But have you watched Graham from Man vs. Film? Graham from Man vs. Film is a Scottish guy, and I do a Scottish accent all the time. And I don't know if I should try it here. Let's do it anyways. Graham from Man vs. Film. Oh, he's such a good reviewer. He loves films so much, and I'm doing a terrible Scottish accent. I do a much better one normally. I don't know what the deal is, but he does a podcast with Brian Lomax even. He's a brilliant man. He loves film, and he doesn't get nearly enough attention on the YouTube like he should. I forget it. Yeah, Graham. Check out Graham's channel. It's called Man vs. Film, and he's a dedicated movie guy. He has a huge collection, loves movies, talks about movies all the time, and yeah, check him out. Graham from Man vs. Film. Just type Man vs. Film into thing. As long as you can understand the Scottish accent, which I can, but apparently some people have a problem with that. But he's my YouTuber of the week. So Graham, love you, bud. Keep up the great work. All right. I'm returning to Letterboxd. Guess what? I just started back up my Letterboxd today. And you're like, what? You've always done Letterboxd. Well, I've been lazy and haven't touched my Letterboxd for months and months and months and months and months. But I actually kind of did my first diary login today, and I plan to keep a much more up-to-date diary from now on because I got an app on my phone. But yeah. But I'm just going to Letterboxd, if you don't know, is a website that is for film fans, and you can log in what you've been watching and all that kind of cool stuff. And it basically allows people to follow you, and you can follow other people and see what they've been watching and stuff. You can update a diary. You can have lists of what's best and what's not. And so I'm getting back into it. So I'm just going to talk basically about what I've watched in the last couple of days, pretty much. And today, we'll go backwards. Today, I watched For the Love of Spock, which is a documentary all about Spock and Leonard Nimoy from his son. His son directed it. And it doesn't paint him in the picture of being the best man ever. It doesn't paint him as a picture as a saint, but it does justice to him as a person, as a human being, that he was a flawed man, but he was also a great man, and he did a lot of great things and created a character and was responsible for a lot of people's inspiration throughout their life. Spock, I remember watching Star Trek as a kid. I remember reruns. Obviously, I wasn't alive when it first came out. I'm not that old, but he was always one of my favorite parts. And it was really cool to see him put in the new movies and the way they worked that in, and just the guy himself. It's just he's an interesting guy. This tells you a lot more about his life and how, like, things he used to do and other stuff. And it is funny. He once wrote a book called "I Am Not Spock," but then years later wrote a book "I Am Spock," and it's just like, because people like wouldn't stop thinking of him as Spock, but it's just he became the character so much, and that character influenced pop culture and especially science fiction people so much. It's really interesting. So yeah, give that a watch. It's on. I watched it on Netflix and the Canadian Netflix. I'm assuming most other Netflix will have it. Next up, I watched the comedy special Joe Rogan Triggered. Joe Rogan is a comedian. He does a lot of UFC type commentary stuff actually, but he's also a comedian, and he did an hour-long special called Triggered. And it's actually pretty funny. It's not the best comedy I've ever seen by any stretch, and it's a little offensive to some people, I'm sure. But overall, he brings up some funny stuff, and yeah, he's an interesting guy. And his life, if you look at his comedy now compared to 10 years ago, his life's very different. He has like a wife and three daughters now, so it has changed the way he talks about people and stuff, and he's mellowed out a lot, as I guess people are willing to do. So yeah, that was really good. Oh, the Spock documentary, I gave 4 beards out of 5. Joe Rogan Triggered, I'd give 3.5 beards out of 5. It was an entertaining comedy special. And I just watched and showed my daughters and wife It's a Wonderful Life. Now, it's a movie I struggled with lots, and I'm not going to really talk too much about right now because I did a review for it that hopefully will be coming up tomorrow, that my editor and producer Bear is working on as we speak, probably. He's listening to me while doing that. Let me see if he's in the chat. Sorry, I haven't checked the chat for a couple minutes. Okay, is anybody in the chat? My daughter's in the chat. Hi. And I knew she was in the hat. Or in the chat. Jeez, I suck. And who else? Obviously, CP is in the chat. Thank you, CP, from Denmark. Live from Denmark. It's CP. And Patrick is in the chat. Hey, Patrick. And Adam Carter. So if you have any questions, feel free to throw them up. I'm going to look at the chat a bit later. And if you have a question, I'll answer it from there. I got a bunch of questions already. That is some from last week. If you were watching last week, my computer crashed on me, and it ended the broadcast. So that's hopefully not going to happen this week. I got full charge and everything's good, and hopefully it's working. All right, so yeah, It's a Wonderful Life. So look for my Classic Tuesday review tomorrow. That should be good. All right, so I think that's it. I'm going to move on to Q&A. So I got 2 questions from last week that I didn't get to, and so I'm going to start with them. First, from Tim Hurley from Late Reviews. Again, he did my intro there. Incredibly talented guy. Has a great video out right now where he does like a metal version of a Christmas song, and it's just great. I love the guy. He's super talented. He's super generous with his time. He made my intro, my outro, and yeah, I love him to bits. And so he asks, what actor and actress would I like to see in a Christmas movie that haven't been in one before? I would love to see a Christmas movie where, okay, I'd love to see, number one, Christopher Walken as Santa. And not just like as a guy playing Santa in a mall. I mean as actual Santa. And I'd love to see, in that same movie, Steve Buscemi trying to kill him and take over the role of Santa. And I would just be thrilled to see that. And his head elf, the head elf is Bill Murray. Yeah, I know Bill Murray's been in Christmas movies before. I'm just throwing him in there because I love him. Yeah, so that's it for the men. For the women, I think I would love to see. I haven't seen some Christmas movies that are chicky flickies, so there's some I might say like Amy Adams, but she might have already done something Christmas. I don't know. So let's pick someone else. I'm gonna say, if you don't count Ghostbusters 2, I'm gonna say Sigourney Weaver, because because she's awesome. I'd love to see them do some Christmas movies and good Christmas movies. Not terrible like W Network Christmas movies. And I do have just a self plug. Top 7 unnecessary Christmas movies coming out this Saturday. Hopefully. And last Saturday I have top 7 Santas for Christmas movies. I've started up top 7s again. If you are interested in that, they're fun to watch. I guess. I hope. All right. So yeah, that was Tim's question. Next question was up from my friend Connor MacArthur. Connor MacArthur. There you go. I don't know where the MacArthur went. Connor used to punch my beard very slowly all the time. And yeah, he's a good kid. He wanted to know what I think of all the remakes, because or just like the general thought of what's up with all the remakes and why and what I think of them. Remakes are kind of happen; they've always happened, and sometimes they've been good. Like Ben-Hur was a remake, like the one with Charlton Heston that we all know, not the one that came out this year, which is obviously a remake, but. No, the one with Charlton Heston was a remake, and there's certain movies that are like remakes that you don't know are remakes, so they're fine. Like the first time I saw Departed, I didn't know it was a remake until I saw Infernal Affairs, and it was like, oh man, they ripped this entire thing off so much. But if I had my way, I wouldn't see remakes happen unless they can change something and make it better. But generally, 90% of remakes are not worth their salt of anything. Like Magnificent Seven just did a remake, and I enjoyed that movie a ton. Why? Because they didn't try and remake exactly Magnificent Seven. Like I've seen Magnificent Seven is like the original Magnificent Seven was a remake of Seven Samurai, and they try in that movie to take some of the archetypes from the original Seven Samurai story and transfer to the Western. In this one, they don't really they have very broad scope of archetypes, but mainly it's just the concept of 7 guys against a bunch of guys protecting a town. And because of that, it works, and it's just more of a remake in name, but it was fun and they made it well. A shot-by-shot remake is stupid. Like Gus Van Sant reshot Psycho, shot for shot. It was like just stupid. I don't understand it. So if I could stop remakes from happening, I totally would. Like they want to remake Big Trouble in Little China, which is one of my favorite movies ever. But I can't stop them. But if I had a choice, if Hollywood would listen to me in any way, which they won't, but if they would, I would say stop with remaking stuff. I'm really hating all the Disney remakes. Not that they're even bad. Like, and by remakes I mean let's take every Disney animated film and then turn it into a live film, or take old films and just remake them like Pete's Dragon stuff. I wish they'd stop. I want Disney to return to that company that made awesome original material, and it's not going to, because they've realized, hey, we now have all this stuff from the 80s and the 70s, and it's awesome. In the 90s, that was great. So let's just keep remaking that live. So I don't like remakes generally. I like original stuff. Remakes can have a point, but overall, I'd rather get rid of them. All right, my cuz Ryan William John McKay IV asked, "What is DC's cinematic universe doing wrong?" And this is an interesting question because right afterwards, Brian Lomax was like, "What is DC animated universe doing right?" And it's okay. So doing wrong. They're rushing. They're straight up, they're rushing. They wanted to get to a Justice League movie so fast and catch up to Marvel that they're rushing. They need to slow down. They're also deviating somewhat from the source material that people know and love, such as Batman killing people. No, they shouldn't be doing that. Like, I understand, like, some fans are like, oh, I get it. It's the darker, older Batman, but the average fan doesn't know that, and the average person doesn't know that. The average person has no clue, and Batman's just killing people left, right, and center. And so I like, now apparently that's stopping, and they've got the point, but I think they need to be a bit truer. Now, I don't think they've done stuff wrong so much with Superman. People seem to be all upset about that, that he's not happy enough and stuff. And apparently he's going to be more happy when he comes back, because he is coming back, in case you didn't know that, but most people do. But I don't think they've done stuff wrong with him per se, because they're showing what it would be like if an alien showed up. Back in the day, it's like, oh, an alien showed up. He looks just like us. He wears a blue suit, and you can't hurt him, and he can do anything he wants. And people just went, hey, he's such a swell guy. That would not freaking happen. Like, if you watch Arrival, which is a very realistic take on what would happen if aliens showed up, like, people would riot. People would freak out. People would be like, what do you mean there's a guy who can fly and lift a building? And he can do whatever he wants. And you just got to hope that he's a good guy. They would be a much different world than the Superman from the 70s and stuff. So I think they're doing a realistic take on it. So yeah, they're rushing. This is what they're doing. They're rushing. They're not sticking close enough to source material. And some of the casting is dubious. Yeah, Justin Eisenberg. Like, and then you're, oh, he's not Lex Luthor. He's Lex Luthor's son. Why are you doing that? Have Lex Luthor. And if you wanted Jesse Eisenberg's a great actor. He literally is. If you haven't seen, like, what is it? The end of the or what is it? Like, there's a conversation at the end of the conversation. I think it is. I don't know. But he's on Social Network. He's freaking fantastic in that movie. He's done a lot of really good. He can act, and he doesn't have to be all just Eisenberg. He doesn't have to be like that. And I think they went the wrong way with him. But I think you should have cast someone else. But so those are things I think they've done wrong. What they've done right, trusting a director to be a director for the most part. Now, I say that this also goes with the wrong thing. Apparently Suicide Squad got like near the end got made by committee. Like David Ayer almost got like just kind of put to one side, and they went, well, what does the focus group say? That was wrong. I would love to see an actual Suicide Squad David Ayer movie that's proper. But so they freaked out a little bit and went reactionary. So I wish they'd stop doing that. But what they're doing right is they're at least trying to trust their directors. They're trying to go a different way than Marvel's going to make their own kind of, Marvel and DC are not the same thing. They never have been. They never should be. And there's room for both of them at the table. I think that's what some people are having trouble understanding. Just because you like DC movies doesn't mean you have to hate Marvel movies, and vice versa. I'm a DC guy at heart. I have a Batman tattoo on my arm. But I have seen every Marvel movie, and I've enjoyed pretty much every Marvel movie. Certain ones like Iron Man 3 and Thor 2, less so, and Iron Man 2, and, just, I've enjoyed them overall. For the most part, I've enjoyed them more than I have not enjoyed them. Let's put it that way. So, if I'm a DC guy who has a Batman tattoo, and I can enjoy them, why can't you? I'm not saying anyone in particular, so I'm not calling out Ryan Williams or Ryan Williams, John McKay IV. That's on your thing, dude. I'm going to read it every time. I'm not calling you out, buddy, by any stretch. But it's just, they're done some wrong things. They're doing some right things. I think now their Justice League is coming, so you can't stop that. So I think making it a little bit more fun, making Batman not so want to kill everyone. He can still be dark. He is dark, but I like how they're trying to do something different, and they're trying to allow directors to be directors. DC is giving directors some leeway for the most part. Marvel is not. Marvel wants every movie to look the same. They want, for the most part, everything to feel like a Marvel movie, and you can't have any individuality. And overall, again, James Gunn is kind of the one exception to the rule with Guardians of the Galaxy. All right, so yeah, that's what I think they're doing wrong and right. There's those ones. And last question before I go to the chat and look at it. Mark Eric Gagne Bardot, who is one of the gentlemen who makes my pictures, including that one you're looking at right there, asks, he's a big Star Wars guy, so he's asking, how many characters do I think are going to be in Rogue One that have been in previous films? That's his first part of his question. Other than Mon Martha, which is the lady with the red hair and all white, and Darth Vader, maybe 2 or 3 more. But for the average people, I don't think they'd even get that. So, yeah, not many. And How much Vader are we going to get is his question. And do I think maybe they're going to use him as like a guy who's chasing the people from Rogue One? No, I don't. I don't think he's going to. I think Ben Mendelsohn's the guy who's going to be trying to stop them. I think Vader is going to be incredibly limited. If people were upset about the Joker, and like, you know, it's like the Joker, oh, only had like 12 minutes of screen time or whatever it was. But they hyped up the Joker a heck of a lot more. They haven't shown Darth Vader much in the trailers, like one or two very brief scenes. And I think they're doing that on purpose because they're like, guess what? He's only in the film for 5 minutes. And he's not going to be doing much. He's going to come in and like, you know, get really mad that the guy's not doing his job right and kill people. So I don't think we're going to be seeing much of Vader. I think it's he's there mainly for continuity's sake. You could probably tell the story without him, but if you can have him, why not? You know, it's like, wouldn't you rather have Darth Vader in your movie if you could have Darth Vader in your movie? But he's not. I don't think he's going to be in it for like 30 minutes or anything. He's going to be like plotting to try and find the Rogue One crew. I don't think that's going to be the case. So, all right, that's the questions I got. Let me see if there's any questions in the chat. All right. CP is talking to my daughter. Oh, this can't be good. All right, so let's see. All right. Well, so I was right. CP saying that there was no direction or no best picture, lots of effects categories and so on and stuff like that for The Dark Knight being nominated. Yeah, something. And so it won 2, he's saying, but it didn't get nominated for what it should have. And that's that. If you're asking me, that's the night the Oscars died for me. The night that Slumdog Millionaire won for Best Picture, which I have nothing really against that movie, but it's not. It's The Dark Knight we're talking about. Dark Knight didn't even get nominated. Christopher Nolan has yet to get nominated for Best Director. I don't know what the deal is, but so yeah. Yeah, that's the night that I was like, yeah, Oscars don't mean a thing. All right, what else do we got here? Some RJ is talking. That's awesome. Hey, that is killing it right now. Thank you, CP, my darling. Oh, it's not Marjade, it's Zion, who's on the chat. She's using Marjade's thing. She doesn't have her own, you know, thing. Okay. I don't see any questions. Hi, it's Patrick. Oh, wait a minute. He was in early stages of Adventure 2. Similar situation happened with Tony Scott. Oh, okay. I guess CP is talking about Robin Williams. Yeah. Yeah, and that's it. Oh, Chris Wells, who's a friend of mine. He's one of my boys. So there are no questions in the chat, and that is all right by me. So let me just say thank you so much for watching, listening, whatever you're doing. And yeah, look for this week. I should have 2 videos coming out. My awesome editor and producer Bear, Joshua Armstrong, is working on those for me. We recorded them yesterday. So we have actually 3 videos he's working on. Yeah, Chris, Chris just asked what I think about the FA trailer. I talked about it already, but too late. So yeah, here, let me just do my theme music. There we go. This is my outro music, everybody. Because it's awesome. All right, so yeah, thank you so much for watching. Expect It's a Wonderful Life tomorrow for review, and top 7 unnecessary Christmas movies to come out on Saturday. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for in advance if you are listening this after the fact. And you can always feel free to leave questions here on Facebook. And yeah, until next time, stay better. And as always, look forward to